Hi, good evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. And as you all know, today we are here for the event of product management. Let's understand product management. And for this event, we have Weber sir with us. He's a product analyst at Sprinkler. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Squad Growth. How are you doing?
Hi, Satya. Hi, Shah. Yeah, I'm good, and I hope everybody is also fine. And how are you?
Fine. I am fine, sir. Sorry for the disturbance. So people have started joining in. We can start the event.
Okay, perfect. So, hello everyone. I am Vaibhav, and currently working in Sprinkler as senior product analyst. And I have done my graduation from IIT Roorkee in civil engineering. So this must be setting a context that I am a civil engineer by degree, and working as a product analyst, or you can say the junior role of product manager, which is so this is to set a context that it is not related to your profession, your degree, or like currently whatever you are doing. Product management is something that anyone and everyone can do. Okay. So like we'll get into deeper into product management, what we do, how we do, and like what is the day-to-day life, and like basically how to get into product management, etc. These things. So let's get started. Yeah. So you must like, so this I have also heard, and me myself was like not even sure about what the product management is, and like how should I get started, or basically what a product manager does, right? So unlike these roles, you can say that salesperson is, it's pretty clear that okay, salesperson is selling something. He's like basically you can say like there are multiple ways of selling, going door to door, like through social media, through websites, through applications, where basically sales is something that business development executive does, right? Engineering is again pretty clear that okay, they are building software, they are building technology, they are like investing their time in that. Support is again like it's pretty clear, and we have like understood the role of these things like pretty clearly, right? And these are, you can say, also essential things for any product or for any market, right? But recently product management has saw a boom in like in this industry. Like people are really working for product management, they want to get into product management. But earlier it was the perception that it is not as such necessary, right? So as you can see that if you don't have a product manager in your life, or basically in a company, your life would be fine, right? But just for a while. Okay. So basically what a product manager does, and how is it very important for a company and for basically life. So for any company, if I say for any brand or any business, there is something called product and which they are selling, right? Be it anything. If you are, so for example, let's take example of Zoom. So Zoom meeting is, so they have this product where you can join in a meeting, you can share your screen, you can talk to other people, you can chat with them, you can like share a whiteboard, you can basically do stuff. That is their product. Anything and everything has some product, right? So the product manager is the product of that particular is the CEO of that particular product. So basically, let's again take the example of Zoom. So there would be a product manager who has designed the Zoom, this Zoom meeting, what should the feature in this, and what everything or anything it will hold, right? So you are the person who will be responsible for the product strategy. How will we sell it to the market? How will we define this, the roadmap? What will be the feature information? So currently, let's say I introduce a new feature in this. So basically what the feature will do and how it will work. So definition of the feature. And you might be doing marketing, forecasting, profit and loss. It is again, all things are basically dependent on your company and like how you are working, like what kind of environment you have, right? So don't worry about these things. Like if you think that okay, as a product manager, these things I have never done, or how will I do this and that. So don't worry, I'm just setting a context of product management stuff. You can say that what all the things you might be doing. All right. This is the most crucial thing that I feel as a product manager, is that you are in the middle of everything. You are like talking to the UX guys, you are in talking to the tech guys, you are talking to the business guys, and your day-to-day life would be juggling between these three people, right? So and I'll define the day-to-day life as well, like what would the circle of yours. So it would consist these three things, plus you can also say the consumer, but I prefer like consumer is like not to be part of this circle, because ultimately anything or everything you are doing is for consumer or the client, right? And yeah, again, so in the previous two, yeah, here we have defined that what product management is responsible for and what they are doing actually. but there might be possibility that you have got the gist. Okay, so more or less he is doing everything, right? So he might be like doing some other things that are not mentioned in this, right? And people have this perception again that product manager is more of jack of all trades. Okay, so that is true, and you are essentially doing everything. But there are a few perceptions, you can say, or myths that I might be knowing the coding or technical things, that to I have to write the code. Writing code is different thing and knowing the technical things are different thing. So you must be knowing technical things and some definition or some basic knowledge of those, but you should not write the code, or you should not take the you will not be the one who will be writing the code or taking the technical decisions that how I'm going to do this stuff and that stuff. Plus, if you have a project management cycle, so basically when this feature will go out, or more or less how this company is like this particular project will run, so you don't need to care about the overall project, you need to care about your particular product, right? Third thing is, if you have heard that I have mentioned in the previous slides as well, that you are dealing, like you are in middle of UX and tech, right? So there is a perception that if we are dealing with UX guys, or like I have to have a knowledge of UX, then I might be making some design mockups. You might be making some mockups as a draft, or you can say as a rough draft, to like guide the designer, or to get an understanding of project, or make someone understand the product, but not to like finally design the mockups and to get the designs. Fourth thing is sign the deal. It is more of like you are helping the project management guys or the sales guys to sign the deal if they have any product level query. Okay, how, if the client is asking something like this, if the consumer is asking something like this, then how will we do that? You might be helping in that condition, but you will not be the one who will be negotiating for the the deal and like negotiating with the customer directly. Last thing is marketing. So you might be doing again some bits of like marketing. Okay, you might be guiding the marketing guys. Okay, in this feature, this is the most important thing, that in this product, this is the feature that is most important, and you should be focusing on this. But you need not to make the complete PR plan, how will we reach to public, and how will we acquire consumers and everything. Your main focus should be on the product and how we are building that. Okay, so enough, like I guess it might be confusing so far, that okay, I am doing this, I am doing that, or I might not be doing that. So let's make a cycle so that it will be very clear to you guys that how we are doing product management, or basically if you are a product manager, how your day-to-day life is gonna look like. First thing is define. Defining means defining your product, basically what you will be building or what will you ask the developer to make, right? So in this one, it is inclusive as a research analyst, you can say, as the like survey taker, you can say. You might be like have filled some survey forms that people are giving to you, that okay, I want to take this survey, etc., etc. So basically all the startup founders are in a sense product managers, right? Because they are defining their own product. Okay, what my product will look like, or what my product will do. Second stage comes the design. Once you have identified, okay, these are the things that I want to do, or these things that I want to make, and you have defined the product. Now the designing part, how this is all going to work, basically what will be the UI and UX for my consumers or for my customers. After you have designed the complete things and you have the UI or UX, then next task come to the building, getting that particular thing in an actual world or real life. The final thing is, like, once you have built everything, then shipping to the consumer or the client. Let's talk like all these things in detail first. And yeah, again, these would be your day-to-day lives. So first is the define. When you are defining a product, you are the researcher, you are defining it. Basically, let's say you have to design a website that will help the consumers, let's say for anything, like let's take an example of LinkedIn. So you are making a website for the consumers who will be coming, posting things, and basically for networking you are defining a platform. So you have to research and you have to identify the key points firstly, and then you have to make a plan in your mind, or like in a written format only, you can say, not a design or not the technicality or anything, just the way like what will be the features of that particular product, right? So let's say for LinkedIn, I can say that a few products will be like there should be option of posting things, there should be option of adding images or videos, there should be option of connecting with people, there should be option of chatting with people, there should be option of my own profile. So these are the few you can say the features that I have listed down. Okay, now there might be this that, okay, I have a pretty good idea about the feature and the product, so I can make a list of the feature that I want to make. But sometimes it is not only about you, right? You want to talk to people, you want to talk to the consumers who will be ultimately using that, and you want to understand from their perspective what they want, right? And this is the very crucial point where you have to understand about the product, not about the particular consumer. Let's say in this meeting we have 10 people, for example, okay, and there might be a case that all of these, like if I ask, give example of LinkedIn, all of 10 people have different use case of LinkedIn. Someone might be using for networking, someone might be using for, you know, posting their stuff, or making again, like just showcase their work. Someone might be using to, you know, chat with other people. Someone might be using for creation of sales, like they have like premium version, so they, someone might be using for that. Someone might be using for their own personal use, someone might be using for their business page. And also everybody has a different use case. So you need to think of, okay, I have got the 10 use cases for that particular product, and now what should be the crucial ones, and you have to define the order. What is your topmost priority, what you should build first, what you should build second, what you should build third, right? Plus you also need to take care of something that consumer might have not even said, that like something like, I want to network, I want to post stuff. So when they are saying they want to post stuff, you need to think of the other use case as well, that they, in future they might want to add some images as well, in future they might want to add some recording or like audios as well. So these are the things that makes the service, like that makes the product rather than service. Service is more or less, if A wants A product, I am giving them A. If B wants B product, I am giving them B. If C wants C product, I am giving them C. Rather, what I should be doing is making a X product which is inclusive of A, B, C, and giving the same product to A, B, and C. Right? So that makes a product rather than a service. Okay, so this is like when you are defining the product and what it should all have. Second stage comes the designing. So basically where you are shaping and like giving the shape to your product. In this one, you like you have the definition of your product, you have the priority order, and now in this one you are making like you are defining the UX, and like what the UI will look like. You are taking the help of, you know, the UX designers and like designers, and giving the, basically you are conveying them that what you should want, what you want to them to build, and what to want them to design. And then they are designing the mock-up, they are designing the wireframes on Figma. You might have heard like software like Figma, and you know, there was someone else, draw.io, something like this. So basically where balsamic, so basically making the product into the design and how it will look like to the consumer. It needs not to go that into technicality, okay, if I click there, how it will work. It rather than it will be, if I click there, how, where it will go, right? So the basically the prototypes, more or less, you can say. The third part is building the product. Now this is the most, you can say, the hustling part. I believe that where when you are building the product, because in this part you need to in constant coordination with the customer and the developer, or you can say the tech team, right? Because you ultimately you are building it for the customer, and let's say you have defined the 10 features, but for example when you are building the feature one, you have got some more insights that, okay, in this thing I can introduce these two features as well, or these two, you know, minute changes as well. So that is the development process, and there are some technical challenges as well. Okay, tech team might say that, okay, this thing is pretty difficult, or it will take so much of time, so we can do this way or that way. But your target is not to make the developers life easier, your target is to make the consumers life easier, right? So make your product hard, of steel, you can say. So, and it's again, you have to define the priorities in that as well. Like, so if I talk about the Zoom, there are so many features, right? You can share your screen, you can chat with other participants, to everyone, like in the post, in the complete meeting you can post personally, you can chat in that. You can, you know, what all, like you can, yeah, again, share a whiteboard, you can like draw, or like you can, you know, showcase. But the main feature is that I am able to talk to multiple people in the same thing. It's more of like virtual meeting. That is the main feature. Even if I remove the sharing feature, even if I remove the video sharing feature, even if I remove the whiteboard feature, the main use case of Zoom will suffice, right? So again, you need to define the priorities. What will be the first or most important thing that this product should have? Say, for example, Uber, I am saying, For Uber, the most important thing is that consumer should be able to book a cab should come, and they should be able to sit and go. Now the payment methods, or if they can chat to the Uber guy or not, these are the secondary things. Even if someday, if these things go down, the main use case of Uber should satisfy, right? If the cab services completely go down, then Uber is go down, right? So you need to define the products, their priority, their feature priority, and then according to build the product. And the last part is shipping the product. In this one, basically, whatever you have built, you are giving that to the consumer or the client, and defining the product as in such a way that you have asked this, we have built this, and how this is satisfying your use case. It needs not to be exactly what consumer is saying. It should be what their use case is, and the best satisfaction that you can do, and basically from product that they basically will help them. Okay, so ultimately, whatever we have gone through so far, ultimately you are a product manager who is doing these things. Now day-to-day life, so basically your day-to-day life would include those all four things, right? Because some product will be in defined state, some will be in building state, some will be in design state, or some will be just delivering to the client, and some will be already delivered, but client has some more insights, or consumer is frequently you have the feedback basically, right? So first is again, you have built the product and you have delivered to the consumer. Now you have to take the feedback from the consumer, if they are facing any difficulty, if they have any feedback for you, and support the marketing and sales guy to in the best level they can market, and make the acquisition of consumer to the best level. All right. And if you are in an agile process, it's if you are hearing the consumer's voice feedback that I've mentioned, right? Now so far, sorry if you can tell me any doubts we have
Yes,
about the
sir. There are a couple of questions. So should
yeah
we take them right now or in the end?
yeah so a couple of them we can take right now, and
Oh,
rest we can take at the end.
okay. First is how you entered in the project management field.
Okay, this one we should take at the end.
Okay. Roadmap of project management, product
Okay,
management.
so guys, we have gone through so far, but it's product management, not the project management. Okay, these
Yep.
are actually two different things. I was also the one, in my second year in college, thinking that these are two same things, or just the naming difference, etc. But when you actually go through this, so in the project management, it is more of a complete project. So suppose you have a client and they have asked for X three products, or basically three things that they have asked. So that will be a project that you are delivering that particular things to the client. When we say about the product, in the three asks that the client have, there can be 300 products, and for all the 300 products, there would be a different completely cycle, defining, designing, building, and shipping, right? So these are two completely separate things. And the roadmap is that just we have gone through that. First we are defining the product, what should be the product. Second, we are building designing the product, how it will look like, or what would be the UI UX. Third
Yeah.
would be that building, that what technologies we should use, and how it will basically impact to the lower number of consumers. And let's say today there is a website, it is catering 10 people, right? And might be after a few months it might be catering 1,000 customers, right? So the building or the technology is used behind that the website would be different in those cases, right? So that is the building part, and the final is that getting live, basically
Got
giving
it.
that to the consumer.
Got it, sir. Got it. Another one is how can I improve my skills in PM?
Take it. These two questions let's take at the end, how should we enter
Okay.
and how should we improve.
Can we do PM courses or need to learn from the experience only?
You can do actually. So it is something for PM courses. It is said that you should you will learn this with experience. That is true, but initially, because there are so many terminologies as well, talk about average order value, right? So in the PM dailies life, you will not talk average order value, you will just say AOV. So if you have not familiar with the basic terminologies, you will find difficulties. So yeah, so people generally say that don't do courses, but yeah, I myself have done the courses, and I also recommend you to do at least one course to get the like gist of the product and like what product management is.
Got it, sir. Got it. Uh, Sorry, but I don't know what Sprinkler do. So can you please tell me about it?
Yeah, so Sprinkler is a CXM company, customer experience management. So suppose karo you are a consumer of Airtel, okay, and now you are talking to the Airtel guys, like let's say on call, you are calling to the customer care, or you are chatting on their application or their website, like the chatbot option you have. So then again, so the Airtel guys are using a website or a software in that they are talking to you, right? And so you might have heard that you, if you have any query, they are saying, okay, just hold on a minute, I am fetching your information, right? So that software is a Sprinkler. It's a B2B, and so we help other businesses to enhance their customer experience management, and basically smoothly they can connect with their consumers and talk to them.
Got it, sir. Got it. So its model is completely B2B.
Yeah, B2B.
Okay. So do you want to take other questions or at the end?
Yeah,
Like we are
complete this, and then I guess most of the question would be like how to enter and how can I improve, I guess. Then yeah, so let's move on.
next
Oh
question.
yeah, I guess it what.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, got
so
it, got it. No, we will take
yeah,
at the end.
so
Yeah, got it.
few people might be wondering that if I am a art student, if I am in sales, or if I am a research, like I'm doing research in my core subject, so can I be a product manager? Yes, you can. Product manager, as I can say, anyone or everyone can do product management. It is again because it is so agile, and it is more of on your experience plus what is your thinking. If you are, so for example, you have, let's talk like these four things that I've mentioned: define, design, build, and ship. These are the four core, you can say, pillars of the product management. If you are someone who can easily think of, or you can put some analytical thinking that okay, if I have to define a product, I can do that. I can talk to people, I can get their feedback, I can understand what the need of the market is, what if there is a product is needed, that then you can be product manager. Nothing much you can, like nothing there is nothing that is stopping you. Plus, if you don't know, it might happen that you are not very experienced, you cannot take analytically thinking that think that okay, what should I do or what should I not. Again, for that as well, you can learn. You can just have to do some courses or some reading some books that would help you. Plus, earlier I guess I said that you might be doing marketing, you might be dealing with tech people, and basically everything and anything. So in general, product management is doing everything, but there are some different types of product management, right? So there might be a case that you are only talking with the your main area is talking with the sales or marketing guys, guiding them how to do that, how to, like what telling them about the feature. There might be a case that you are in the core technical part, and your daily life is to on, like you can say 80% time on your day you are talking with the developers or the quality analyst, right? So you will be the technical product manager. And if you are like dealing with the business leaderships, and like what should we do, like what next product we should build, if like what is the success rate of previous products. So if your main focus area is that, then you will be a strategic product manager. All right. So like whatever we have gone through so far, ultimately these are the few takeaways that I have listed down that you can take from this session. First thing is, most important thing is, know your customer and know your market. What you are building, what you are defining, what you are designing for, who are the consumers who will be using that, and secondly, what is the market for them. Secondly, if the what if like if there is X customer who will be, there is a like pool of consumers, let's say them X. If they are using that, what their problem is, what you are trying to solve. Don't ask consumer that what product we should build, rather than ask them for their about their product problems. Like if I have having some problem about this, then you should think that what product you can build. Don't ask the consumers, they just know the problems, just the problems. Plus, if you are defining a product, so own the product. You should be the one, again as I mentioned, CEO of the product, right? So you should own the product, and you should know every bits and pieces about the product. So you should be the leader of the product. Okay. Now next part is whatever you are building, there might be case because it will, when it will go on scale, just keep people in touch, keep people in loop, right? What you are building and how you are building. Ultimately, because if there is a small hiccup as well in the product or in the building, you cannot go everywhere, right? There is also a saying of that, like, don't try to boil the ocean. The same thing I would say here. Don't try to drink the ocean here, you can say. So, like, do anything and everything, but uh, get support of people. Don't do anything on your own, like everything on your own. Plus, whatever you are building, this is very important thing in the documentation. Many product manager I have heard saying that I hate like writing, I hate like listing down the things, I hate making documents. But this is the, like, very important thing as a product manager. Whatever you are building should have a proper documentation, or should have, like, how, like, the process went through, because it will help nurturing the new product managers. Plus, like, in future, if there were any hiccups in that, the documentation will help the most. You might not be needed in the, solving the product, because you have the proper documentation. So it will save a lot of time of yours in future. Second last is, whatever you are building, please do measure the success rate. What you have built, what was your target, how you, like, you were aiming that, okay, I'm building this, my ultimate target is this. So where you are in the achieving that particular success. Last is, find the PM flavor. This is, like, you can say, foremost important thing before, like, jumping into the product management. Find your flavor. What you will be the what is your flavor? Or, like, you are, very comfortable with the business role, you are very comfortable with the leadership role, you are very comfortable with the tech role. Like, what kind of product manager you want to be. Okay, yeah, so guys, this was all from my side, and I guess, like, now we can take the questions from the students, like whatever remaining we have.
Yes, so we can take the questions. There's a couple of
Yeah.
questions left. We covered what a sprinkler do. The another one is what you don't like about product management. The similar point you
What I
discussed,
don't like,
the takeaway.
I really don't like about, like, juggling between the meetings of tech guys, UX guys, and the business guys. My, in daily life, if I'm like working 9 hours, my 7 hours is between meetings. I don't get time to, do things of, like, my own. So I am always in meetings. That is the uh, saddest thing,
Difficult
you can
right.
say, or, like, that is the thing that I do hate.
Yeah. So what's the difference between product manager and program manager?
Program manager or project manager is the same thing. It's just the naming difference,
Product,
you can say.
so this matlab, means the product
Samajh
manager
gaya,
and
samajh
program
gaya.
manager the
Yeah,
same.
so product manager is a different thing. Project or program, these are two same things.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, so project or program manager same thing, and product manager is a different
So product management is similar to marketing, I guess. This the
thing. No, actually, no. It is marketing is so marketing is a subset of product manager, you can say.
because product management includes building. That's not
Yes.
common in marketing. Yep. Got it.
Yeah, and defining as well. Marketing, in this, you have the product, you just have to sell it, more or less. Like, how will you make the reach bigger?
Hmm.
So before making the reach bigger, you should understand as a product. So this will be the work of product manager, that what the market is needing. Like, where is the market of LinkedIn, and then you cannot sell them Zoom. Because, like, it's apples and oranges. If the
Yes.
need is of apples, you should build the apples. You cannot sell them oranges.
Got it. Sir, how you entered in product management? That's the
Yeah,
question.
so as I was telling earlier as well, so in my let me take you through the journey as well. So in my second year, I have not even heard, like, till my second year, I have not even heard the word product management. So one of my senior told me that he was making some product thinking, and he was making some product for a company or for recruitment process. So from there I heard this term, and then I actually did a course on Udemy of
Hmm.
product management. It was, I guess, building become a product manager or something like that, right? That was very basic course. And so, like, they just gave me idea, like, what product manager does, how they, like, what all the business life cycle, and what are the terminologies that they are using in their daily life.
Hmm.
After that, I did a internship in, like, to get the real life experience, that what the daily life would look like. And, like, that journey is go on. Plus, that is, like, four most important thing, you can say, that read a lot of books. not only related to products, but in general of like any kinds of book. Because your whatever you might like fiction, like action, crime, thriller, whatever you like, read a lot of books. Plus, read product management books as well.
Got it. So the last question we have, how can I improve my skills in product management? I think they can improve
Read
by
and
doing the courses.
experience. Yeah, read plus experience. If
Hmm.
like, so for example, more or less it's something like, you if you have the idea of product management, you have done a basic course, you can say. Now read a lot of books and have experience. Experience does not necessarily means to work in a company as an intern or as a full-time employee. It's more of building your own product. Like you can think of like in your surroundings or in your own life as well. So I'll give you an example. Like sometime before I was having this problem, that during my day I just want like some people, like let's say three people to call me. Rest of the people would go on silent, and like it's DND except few people, right?
Okay.
This was the problem I was facing. So I thought that, like, what is the solution for this? So then I got to know, okay, there are some products already in the market, right? So whatever you are thinking, whatever problems you are having, or maybe your friends, your colleagues, your family, think like take problems from their life. It's very easy to take the problem and then think of it's not necessarily meaning that you will be building a startup on that. It's more of designing the process, making your thought process clear, that how you can think analytically and basically approaching to the solution and
Got
building a
it.
product.
Got
That
it.
is the like experience, you can say real life experience. That is the most important thing.
Got it. Got it, sir. So guys, if you have any other question, then just put it now as the session is completed. Hmm. So they don't have any other question. They are saying thank you, sir, for providing great amount of knowledge. And literally, thank you, sir. Your event was very good. And thank you very much for providing such a great amount of knowledge to our community.
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you, Shaurya.